Hey guys, so I went to a talk the other day because, okay, if you guys don't know, like I work at the university, I'm doing my thesis, whatever, and sometimes we go to talks, sometimes we go to seminars. Some are like obligatory, and others are not. We can just go because we want to, or whatever, or like we can find our own like seminars that we're interested in going or whatever. And every once in a while, like there are professors that like organize like talks and whatever, and they talk about like a specific thing and all that. And I was really interested in the subject because like I've always wanted to like talk to an audience, you know what I mean? I've always wanted to do something to an audience, like whether it is delivering value through like, like entertainment or whatever, or like doing something funny or doing something fun or something, I don't know, whatever it is. And or like giving a talk and talking about something like for instance, like pretty much what this channel is like entertainment, but I'm talking about something like a topic that I think is interesting, or like an experience that I think is like valuable to share or whatever. And I love doing that. Like if it was for me, like I would give talks, and I would, not only because they charge a lot of money for, like there are people like versus Gary Vee, like they get paid probably thousands of dollars just to give a talk or whatever. Like that's like a really high level. But honestly, I really like the idea. Like, obviously, I'm not an expert at anything because I literally just started my thesis. And even if I have a bachelor's and I have a master's or whatever, I don't think I know too much. I don't think I'm an expert in anything at all. But I've always been, I don't know, interested in the idea of like giving a talk or like talking about something, through like my opinion or my experience or whatever. And um, and what I like is that I've seen a lot of talks that are given, especially because I'm in business school, but like um, I've gone to a few talks in law school, and what those talks, like what makes those talks like different from the talks that they give here, is that like somebody talks about a specific topic and they kind of like explain to you what's up and like the things that they know and whatever, and probably like an opinion or whatever, like hints of an opinion or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's tainted with their opinion or whatever, I don't know, however you say it. And um and then after the talk, like there's either like questions or people who like have a different opinion and they express it or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but if you think about it, like take this and that into consideration and whatnot, and it creates like a little debate and stuff. And I really like that. My problem is that I didn't go to law school, so I don't, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't even partake in that. um and I went to a talk this week, and it was really interesting because it was a report, like it was an economic like data report. And I was thinking there was a guy that they invited because he made a company, and he was talking about his experience, and I was like, damn, like I would love to give a talk. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, dude, I would love to give a talk, and I would love to have people like listen to me. You know what I mean? Like organize a talk or whatever, and like something related to what I'm researching or whatever. And then like having people like ask me questions or like maybe try to debate like what I'm saying or whatever. Like obviously I still have a long way to go, but I was like, it would be nice. Like whenever somebody gives a talk and I go, I'm like, one day I'm gonna give a talk and people are gonna give a shit. You know what I mean? Like it was that, and I was like, but I do that. I don't give talks, and I don't give talks like in front of people, but I do enjoy talking to an audience and expressing my opinion and expressing my experience, and sharing my advice or what I think would be good advice. Um, and just talking about things on the internet, just entertaining you guys. Like I like making stuff for people, and I love talking. Like I love yapping. I yap about my life, my opinion, my everything. I think there's a mosquito here. Anyway, and I don't know. I just like that. I don't know how to explain that. And I was like, okay, maybe I don't give any talks, or I'm not gonna give any talks until like who knows when. But but I'm doing this. I make videos and I'm talking to an audience as well. There aren't people watching me live. You know what I mean? Like none of you guys are watching me live at home or in person or whatever right now. I'm alone in my office. Like nobody knows that I'm doing this. But some of you are gonna watch this video. You're gonna click on this video. And you're gonna be my little audience, like the people who wanted to click on the video and they wanted to see what's up. And I like that. So my point is, if you can't find an audience, or you can't find, let's say, a creative outlet or an outlet where like you can talk about things, I think there's like bars in certain places where like you can give some sort of like TED talk or whatever, and like like you can do that. And I don't know, either find a place like that, you know what I mean? Like if you don't know how to do that, like try to look for things that are similar to that, you know what I mean? Like if you can't give a talk at a school or whatever because they haven't invited you or whatever, give yourself that opportunity. Make a video. I joined an activity with one of my friends where we gave talks, or we kind of like give a little class to about financial education to high school students, and we joined that activity, and thanks to that activity we could give a talk. Ain't nobody invited us to give the talk, we invited ourselves to give the talk, you know. And the initiative was like shared with, you know, high schools, and high schools, you know, said whether they were interested or not, and the ones that were interested, you know, we went to give them talks. But just put yourself in those situations, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wait for somebody to invite you, somebody to say, okay, I think your story is interesting, you share your story here, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna wait for that to happen, like, who knows for how long you're gonna wait. So, you know, if you can, like, something as simple as this, like, I literally have a phone holder, and I put my phone here, I turn on the camera, and now I'm talking. I don't even have a microphone, I don't even have anything. Like, you know, the fact that I'm in my office, I feel like the fact that I'm in my office makes me look a little bit more interesting, because I'm in my office right now, but I'm not doing work. Like, I just finished, like, I'm about to go home after this, you know. And or even something as simple as like making a TikTok, and you know, giving a little rant or whatever. Or like, if you know something about something, I don't know, just share it on the internet. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you the opportunity to give a talk or whatever. You can give yourself that space on the internet or somewhere else to give a talk, to put yourself out there and talk about whatever you want. And people are going to be willing to listen. And that's it. You don't have to wait for that. You know, there was even another guy who gave a little talk, or like gave a few words, and I don't know if he was invited, if he wanted to join or whatever, and I was like, dude, like, I would like to be invited to like talk, you know what I mean, like to represent like maybe like students, or well, in my case, like maybe PhD students or whatever. I don't know if such a thing exists. Like, maybe I'm gonna ask if I can give like talks or whatever at a certain point when I'm more of an expert at something or whatever. Maybe we can organize something, like maybe debates or whatever the fuck. But for now, this is what I got. And I'm happy with this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about things that I think are important, or advice that I think is valid or whatever, and sharing my thoughts and whatnot. And I think it provides some sort of value. And I don't have a big audience, but I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's not going to invite me to talk somewhere, well, I'm going to talk on the internet, and I'm going to put it out there. You know, I'm going to put myself out there, you know, and I'm content with this. I love making videos, and I love watching people talk about things on their videos. You know what I mean? Like, I watch it. I like doing it. You know, you know what I mean? Like, I watch people doing a similar thing to what I'm doing, you know, so this is something that I genuinely enjoy, you know, and, so give yourself that opportunity. Nobody considers you like an expert or like a reference or something, at a certain topic or about a certain thing or in whatever field. You talk about it on the internet. Who's stopping you? Give yourself that title, you know, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say. And I hope this video helped someone out. Maybe you haven't thought about it, I don't know. Or gave you the courage to make videos on the internet, I don't know. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.